Hey there, and welcome to my lazy review of the new Mission Impossible #7 Dead Reckoning Part 1. And goddamn, I wish I was that fucking long.
It's so fucking small.
Okay, so for many of us, this was probably the only film we were excited to see for the summer. And I know for me, like probably the second film I wanted to see all of in 2023. And why? Because, the Mission Impossible franchise, this is #7, and Tom Cruise started making these films back in the 1990s, and holy fuck, we're old.
Ripley from Alien 3.
Fuck, you're old.
Now, before I do my usual thing and grab some alcohol, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, they fucking got me because, number one, I had to see this shit in IMAX. And why? Because of all the behind the scenes, crazy, zany Tom Cruise promotional bullshit of him jumping off fucking mountains and pushing the bar like he always does. Also, friggin' Regal with their bullshit collectibles. I got the soda cup right here, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And the soda cup, of course, comes with the good old popcorn tin. And right there, only in theaters, that's important. So, yeah, I spent money on IMAX and collectibles. And why'd I do it for? Because I'm a friggin' whore.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Okay, in terms of alcohol, I actually bought a 12-pack of Mike's Hard. I'm just gonna open up one can, and this is Mike's Hard Zero Sugar. And why is it zero sugar for? Because I'm lying to myself that it's better for me, and it isn't. But regardless, we had cracked this can open, and also I'm wearing my USA t-shirt because Tom Cruise, USA, Mike's Hard, America. But if you guys are ready, let's see if this stuff is any good, okay? Let's check it out. Oh yeah. America, fuck yeah! So, the latest Mission Impossible film, which is Part 1 out of Part 2. And why'd they do that for? I can only assume that Tom Cruise wanted to film these movies back to back because everybody can joke all day, but the guy isn't fucking immortal and he is 60 years old. And I can only assume that these stunts are not getting any fucking easier. So, in terms of the plot damn sure is more convoluted than previous Mission Impossible films, but nothing that I couldn't keep up with, even an idiot like me, all right? And now, the three questions I always ask are, number one, did I like it? Number two, would I recommend you seeing it? And also number three, do I think you should spend your hard-earned time and money seeing this film, all right? But before we answer this stuff and I talk about this, I do have an intro that I love. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's drink some more good old Mike's and let's talk about Mission Impossible #7. You ready? This stuff is really good. All right. Well, the film starts off with this Russian sub. And off the bat, I'll give these guys credit because not every Mission Impossible film or any action film can be about some bad guy wanting to get rich or some nuclear war coming out or some virus happening. And we have this Russian sub. And this Russian sub is testing out this new AI defense system. And like any Terminator film or Matrix, guess what? The AI becomes self-aware. It's not a big original idea, but in 2023 with shit like Chat GPT or Chat GP or whatever the fuck it's called there, AI is a real problem and something that a lot of people are scared of. So the AI becomes self-aware. When it becomes self-aware, it tricks these guys into killing themselves by shooting themselves with their own fucking missiles. And I was like, oh shit.
War is coming.
Now we cut to Ethan, and of course, like every single movie, he's given this new, super secret, impossible mission. But what makes this different is he's given this mission by Kittredge, and I'm like, Kittredge, wow, we haven't seen this guy since the fucking first movie, so alright. And what happens is he's telling Ethan that he has to go after Ilsa, and Ilsa, at this point, guys, if you've been watching the movies, you know who she is. We're not going to get into that backstory, but she has a bounty on her head, and she has one half of the key. Now, right now, Ethan has no idea what this key is. Kittredge isn't telling him shit. Ilsa, maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. We're not sure. But as audience members, we know that this key is very important because this key is part 1 of part 2, almost like the movies. And, it's a very important thing to taking down this AI system. And of course, we get this whole kick-ass action sequence involving horses and deserts and sniper rifles. And then Ethan has to have a little one-on-one time with Kittredge because, dude, I found out what this key is, what's going on, and we gotta talk, buddy.
Your days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over.
Kittredge gives Ethan a very compelling argument about right and about wrong and about the future of warfare, and he knows that Ethan has one half of the key, and now Ethan wants to find the second half of the key, and Ethan wants to take this technology and fucking destroy it, because he feels like no one person nor any one government should hold this kind of power, because let's be honest, boys and girls, we do live in a digital age, and this thing would make you this, big digital god. And now Kittredge is like, listen, if you don't bring this thing back in, not only will our government hunt you, but every government on the fucking planet is going to want to hunt you. Also, because this thing is self-aware, it knows you're coming for it. So now Ethan has to do this mission where he's the most wanted man on the planet, and he has this super secret advanced algorithm death machine AI technology also hunting him. So his mission seems pretty impossible.
You are not funny.
Now, of course, Ethan can't do this by himself, and he always has to have a team with him. And it seems like every goddamn movie, they add more cast members, and this one isn't any different, but also we do get returning cast members. Now, after the first 5 minutes, we've seen Ilsa, and she's just there to be a freaking badass. Benji is always there for the comic relief, and Luther has to be there for every single movie, and Benji and Luther are the tech-savvy guys helping out Ethan, from the sidelines. So every Mission Impossible film also needs a bad guy, and this one isn't any different. And our main bad guy, technically speaking, it could be the entity, which they call it now, is the bad guy, but we get this character of Gabriel. And Gabriel doesn't have the biggest backstory with Ethan, and they don't spend too much time talking about it, which I'm glad they didn't, but Gabriel is basically there to help out the AI. And you're thinking to yourself that, what the hell kind of human would help out this world-ending super AI? And, Gabriel's a special kind of person.
He's a total fucking asshole.
Shockingly enough, though, we get two actresses from the MCU, Mantis and Peggy Carter herself, Haley Atwell. And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the actress's name who plays Mantis, and even her character in the movie, I'm not even sure of her name. She's just there to kick ass, take names. She has a handful of lines, and she's pretty forgettable, but oh well. So now we get to Grace, and Grace is, I'd say, the breakout character for me in this movie. And Grace is a thief. She cares about the money. She doesn't trust anybody. And more often than not, she betrays Ethan. And even a few times, she tries to get him killed. But I kind of don't mind because she's so goddamn hot, and I'm a weak man.
That's pathetic!
Well, I'm a pathetic kind of guy.
There's not much else to talk about with the plot because that's it. It's just Ethan trying to get two halves of a key to take down this AI. And now we have to focus on the one thing that we're all here for, why I saw this in IMAX, and it's the action. And of course, the question is the action any good? Does it live up to the Mission Impossible name? And what do you think? The action is so well choreographed, and it feels very believable because Tom Cruise was actually doing this shit. And I admit that I had fun with the film like Fast 10 for how stupid it was, but when I see something like Vin Diesel driving his car down some stairs and it's very obvious that the car's all fucking digital and CGI, it damn sure put me off of that sequence versus right here, Tom Cruise was actually handcuffed to this fucking steering wheel. And of course, everybody knows about the infamous mountain fucking jump, and everybody's seen it coming. There's a big buildup and stuff, and I'm inside this IMAX sold out fucking theater, and when the sequence was happening, you could hear a fucking pin drop because everybody's holding their fucking breath. You may have heard in the background one like, holy shit, and that's about it. But when he's doing it, I'm just watching it in IMAX, and I'm like, this is so fucking glorious. That's pretty much it, guys. And now we come back to the questions of, did I like it? Would I recommend it? And do I feel like you should spend your hard-earned time and money seeing this film? And of course, the answers are yes, yes, and oh goddamn yes. Duh! I loved it. I had a great time, and I can't wait to see it a second time in theaters. And while I'll admit that I'm going to one day buy this on digital and watch it at home, I still feel like films like this need to be seen in theaters. And I don't care if you see it in 2D or IMAX or RPX or 4D. Would I recommend you seeing this and spending your money? You're goddamn right I would. And films like this are why all of us go to theaters, grab a freaking, big ass freaking popcorn tin here and grab soda, maybe even grab a drink, and just sit back and have a great time. Because if I'm going to be critical, and this is why we do this stuff for, I will admit that the story I don't feel is as good as say Ghost Protocol or Fallout, but it's damn sure the movie I feel for the summer I don't see any film beating this over the summer.
The king! The king is here!
In the end, is Tom Cruise the last movie star? I'm not sure. But I can tell you one thing, the guy's entertaining as fuck to watch. And I don't care about his politics. I don't care about his religion. He's never preaching to the fans. He's always smiling. He's always thanking people. He seems like he's having a great time making these movies. And I can tell you as an audience member, I'm having a great time watching him make these movies. So that's all we can ask for when we go to the theaters for.
You make it sound so simple.
As always, I am low on freaking time, and I want to thank you guys for watching my review and me drinking. I'm hoping I didn't ramble too much, and I'm hoping I didn't cost you too much of your sanity, because I've lost enough of that on my own. All right, so that's it, guys. Now let me tell you about my wonderful job.
I hate my job.
How would I rate Mission Impossible 7? It's very simply put a fun time at the theater, okay? So let me finish this can and grab Bender. See you guys later.
This calls for a drink.
Good old Mike's hard. Oh, one last thing.
It's called a catchphrase.
And now I have to head back to work.